angels. It's Thursday night. You are watching MMT. Where's Hulk Hogan? When's he gonna throw the headband? Told you guys I had a track tonight. Here we go. I've got to entertain myself on these streams, guys. You know that. Welcome to MMT, always alive here on both X and YouTube. On Thursday night, the box office preview show. As you know, this is also tonight the opening night for Captain America 4. I know that pains some of you for me to call this film that, but it is, right? I mean, Mackey's the new Captain America, whether you like it or not. And I'm not going to destroy the film here tonight. If you want that, it's not going to happen. Unfortunately. For some of you, you're like, Weber just eviscerated. Well, here's the thing, is when I go into these movies, I'm not looking to gut a film unless the opportunity is right there and I have to take it, as we've seen over the past several months and years here on MMT. I mean, just no further than last night, you look at The Monkey, film that I hated. I mean, I wanted to gouge my eyeballs out. This is not that film. Now, this is not a great film, okay? And we're going to show a bit of the clip here of the film. But listen, at the end of the day, when you talk about a terrible film, this is not that. It's just not, okay? Here's the reaction. You can see it. This is me with a very mid look, as this is Marvel's Beverly Hills Cop 2. It is. See, this is what you get from me and no one else. When you watch this film, Anthony Mackie, the new Captain America, is Axel F. hunting down, as in Beverly Hills 2, the attempted killer in the assassination of Harrison Ford, the president, Red Hulk. It's not a great film, but it's serviceable, not exceptional. Okay? Right? Big distinction. Serviceable, exceptional. It's not the Marvels. That's a bad film. You got to remember something, man. When you start throwing that language around, you're compromised. I'm calling you out. I'm 100% right, because you know the anti-wokers out there have to service their audience. I don't have to service anyone, and I don't. I come out here and tell you what I believe to be the truth of what I just sat through is. And tonight, I'm here to tell you this film is not horrible. That's not a glowing endorsement, okay? But it's also not, again, something that you're going to be, oh my God, I want to, like last night, remove myself from the theater. Here comes a taste of Captain America, Brave New World. The MMT evaluation is underway.
Captain America, we've dedicated our entire lives to serving this country. Adamantium has turned us against each other. We can't let this get into the wrong hands. The country's on the brink of war. Make sure the suit's ready.
Let's go!
How the hell did he just do that?
Really? You must be new.
I bet you break easy. Not that easy.
I mean, dialogue like that's garbage, right? I mean, I bet you break easy. Not that easy. Again, not a great film. Okay? And once we get to Red Hulk, I'll get to that in a minute. Boy, some of the CGI in this film. But overall, you're not watching it again wanting to be back at home. Listen, did I kind of doze off? Yeah, man. But here's what it has going for it, okay? Jeffrey, why am I predictable? I'm so not. I'm the ultimate unpredictable person in this entire space, right? Harrison Ford. There's a lot of Harrison Ford here. If you've heard that there's not much Harrison Ford, who are you listening to? There's a ton. Is there a lot of Red Hulk? No. But Harrison Ford is in this film, a lot of it, and he's good, right? I actually enjoyed him here more than Indiana Jones and the Dial of Disaster, right? He just is, as you know, Air Force One, presidential. Okay. He just has that. And it's nice to still see him working and not dead. I mean, I thought about that in the movie. I mean, he's so old at this point that we just need to celebrate that Harrison Ford's still alive. Isn't that fair? I feel like that's fair. So Ford's here doing his thing, nothing that you haven't seen before. But again, it's just nice. He gives the gravitas to the film and again, just gives you an elevated experience because he's in the film. I also like Danny Ramirez, who was in Top Gun Maverick. He's going to be a solid addition to the MCU going forward. I like him as an actor. He's got good charisma. He throws lines away. He's interesting. He's in good shape. He's got a lot of things going for him, right? So that's, again, the positives here. Mackey's good too. But again, what I'm looking for here when I go for the positives is maybe some things that I wasn't expecting. Again, more Harrison Ford than I anticipated. And then Ramirez kind of creeping up and making an impact here. But when you look at Mackie, yeah, fine, right? He is what he is. I think, again, he is a decent actor. He's not a liability here. So that's a positive. I just didn't put it as one of them. Back to Harrison Ford and Red Hulk. Once we get to Red Hulk late in this film, you are talking about some CGI that just doesn't look good. Okay. It just looks goofy, right? Anytime really you had Hulk, it just takes you kind of out of the film. I don't care what iteration of the Hulk outside of Lou Ferrigno and the TV show. Right, that was freaky. I mean, man, I remember being a kid watching that, and when he turned into the Hulk, and you knew it was coming, you're just like, "Damn, I'm a little scared. Like I'm gonna hide behind my sheets." That's what it was kind of like, right, with Lou Ferrigno. Here, you just kind of laugh because you get to the final battle between him and Captain America. Whether you guys want to call him that or not, that's what Marvel's calling him. And the whole thing just looks like, ugh. But luckily it's at the end and there's not a lot. It's a detective movie, right? Like I said, it's Beverly Hills Cop. Let's figure out who's responsible. Even though we know who's responsible, but who's really pulling the strings? And I think the problem here is very much of weak ass villains. There's two here, and neither one is particularly evil or demented or interesting. So that's an issue. Again, so guys, look, I mean, I'm not like sitting here telling you that you have to run out and see Brave New World, but I'm also not hammering it and saying it's worse than the Marvels. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous to say that. Marvels was terrible. It's better than Shazam 2. That's a bad film too. God, what an embarrassment. But Marvels is a whole nother level. So we need to leave that alone. Okay, just let that be. I think you also, when you watch this film, you're listening to a score that's overkill. I don't like profuse score. I want it stripped down. And I know in a tent pole that's asking a lot. I wish Julius Ona, who directed Loose, a film I'm very high on. If you haven't watched Loose, go check it out. Kelvin Harrison Jr., 2019, really good year, by the way. 2019 was a great year for film. 2022, last year, terrible. We're off to a bad start this year, obviously, with a number of films I've sat through. But when you look at the score, it's just so showy. It's so, right, this is how you're supposed to feel, manipulative. I don't like that. There's a scene with Harrison Ford early where he's going out and addressing the press and he's doing his thing and all hell's going to break loose. And at that moment, I'm like, why is there score? Okay, I don't know if that's coming from Feige. I don't know if it's coming from the director. I don't know if it's coming from just the Disney execs. Whoever it is, the inability to allow these films just to kind of breathe and be stripped down is actually a greater service to the film than you might think. If I were to strip it out, you'd be like, okay, I kind of like this. The problem is it's just like, again, slathering on just some sloppy music that really detracts. These are little things, but it matters, okay, ultimately. And I wish that we could get better with that from the executive standpoint. But I've said this so many times, right? The executives in Hollywood aren't necessarily talented. They are in positions because of, there's so many reasons, who they know, worked their way up, kissed a lot of ass. I have none of those things that I care to do. So, but if you put me in that position, I'd be a hell of a lot better than virtually any of them because They just don't have it. They don't have the talent to call some of these shots. And that's why, listen, we talk about this MMT evaluation anytime I break down a film. We're good. And if you are a director and you're paying attention, I'm going to help you. Go back to no further than I like, a JT Molnar film. And I like JT. Really great guy, nice guy. But you look at, and I know this is it's such a, you think it's simple, but it's not. The font in Strange Darling so bad. It's a bad font. And I know, but see, this is what I'm talking about. The little things make the biggest difference. And it's very important. I'd love you, if you take nothing away from what we do here, is that it is those little adjustments that are going to make the difference. And sometimes a huge difference that could mean, instead of, you guys ready for the score here? 60%, we might get it to 65. Okay. 60% for me is a D. So if you're sitting here going, oh my God, he's saying it, 60 old school grade scale equals D minus. It's not great. Not Marvel's. Marvel's an F. Okay. So as we sit here tonight, we're going to look at ticket sales here momentarily. The film is going to do okay. The reason this film is going to do better than it should is because we've had so much dreck and really uninteresting things in the marketplace. Here's how you fix it. I think you have to increase the scope a little bit. We've seen so many Marvel films that maybe have too big a scope. Look at an Ant-Man Quantumania. I like that film a lot more than you guys. I had fun with it. But in this film, it's very grounded, which normally I would like. And I do like a lot of those elements, right? The presidency and, Captain America Mackie going around playing the role of detective. That kind of stuff kind of works. But again, the scope just feels small. It feels very TV showy often. And I think that's a problem here too. If you're expecting some kind of gigantic, big cinematic experience, you heard about the reshoots, right? Tons of reshoots on this film because initially I don't think there was a lot of that. It was even more grounded with less of the action. And that makes it more of a TV show, right? And so audiences are like, wait a second, I'm going to the movie theater. I want to see CGI fights. And then we get the giant one at the end, but it's just unimpressive. Again, because Red Hulk looks ridiculous and some of the effects just are computerized, not good. Okay. I mean, you go back, you look at a Transformers from way back in 07 was the first one. Some of those effects are better than what we're looking at now. I think it comes down to, right, money, because for every shot that you add even a little bit more realistic touch to it, for every frame, that's got to cost more cash and more cash. So you're looking at a situation where you want to reduce the budget here already at least 180, maybe pushing higher than that. For this thing to break even, it's got to get to $450 million worldwide. I think that's just about the highest point it's going to get to. This film is not strong enough to push past 500 and more. So we're in another lull here for the MCU. And then the question becomes, what about Thunderbolts? What about Fantastic Four? I think Fantastic Four both those films have originality going for it, right? We haven't seen these characters together in a while. Okay, for Thunderbolts, never. And then for Fantastic Four, in a version that you really like in a very long time. So those are two beneficial things going for the MCU. The films coming up aren't another Captain Marvel. And I understand there's a lot of you that are like, hey, again, back to Mackie. He's not Captain America. I get it. And I really wish this film would have addressed more of Chris Evans. It's kind of like, let's just pretend he doesn't exist. Bucky, yeah, but not Evans. And again, that goes back to Marvel just wanting to give the Heisman to the old character and say, we're moving on. It's Mackie now. And again, that can be a problem if you're a hardcore MCU lover, a stan. I get it. I'm not that person. So when I'm watching this film, I'm not viewing it through the lens of the lore of the MCU. I do not have a massive collection of action figures that are current. They date all the way back to the 80s. I don't live this shit, okay? I want to watch a good film. So if you're asking me if this checks all the boxes of the mythology of the MCU, you're coming to the wrong spot, okay? Go watch Soups. Oh, God, I can't believe I just said that. Is it too late to take that back? Are we live? Can we? I think I might have my first edit ever on a show. We got to call out Nerdrotic as this week's anti-woke obsessed show of the week. Dude was going to hate this movie no matter what. And that is, to your point, Vault, that's exactly what I discuss so often here about carrying agendas into films. You're unreliable. Okay. And if you want to watch someone who's totally unreliable, untrustworthy, because they're going to have an axe to grind, because they have an agenda, they have a bias, that's fine. That's not what we do here. I will never do that. If I hate a film, I hate it because it's legitimately offended me. It was bad in some way. It was just something I don't want to ever sit through again. Conversely, if I love it, it's because the film is great. It's not because the director, the politics, any kind of bias I bring in. So that's how I'm going to approach it. So when I watch someone like a Nerdrotic, and I know Gary follows me on Twitter, and it's not that I don't have the same mindset. I'm not saying I can't get behind some of the things that he champions. I told you guys many times, I'm not the anti-woke guy. I'm not the pro-woke guy. There are some times where it is a mistake, and there's other times where it's not as big a deal as they like to make it. But when your content runs through the filter of anti-woke 24/7, 365, you've got to place everything that comes through the microphone through the lens, through the filter of anti-woke. Oh my God, I can't believe they did this to Evan's character. He's not Captain America. Holy shit. You're right. And that is fine if that's what you want to watch. It's not what I do. It's not what I'm ever going to do. That's not to say that we're not going to have a time where we watch a film and say, what were you thinking when you did this? Because there has been situations where someone was cast. You're like, why? Okay. Why did you do that? It's weird. And I don't like virtue signally casting decisions, right? We have to have box check here and here. You guys know I rail against DEI all the time here. So there, look, now I'm the anti-woke guy. No, I'm not. DEI is garbage, 100% garbage. Everybody is viewed with the same opportunities, and you're selected based on merit, period, end of this discussion. So that's how we're always going to go. But if you, again, run one of those channels that does that, you can't go outside of that box. It's very confining. And if I think one thing you can take away from what we do here is you don't know what you're going to get. And maybe you're disappointed. Maybe you don't like what I have to say. Too bad. I'm not trying to speak to an audience. I'm trying to get these things right and be fair and objective as essentially a journalist about these things, guys. That's how I approach it. I've talked about this ad nauseum. I'm not going to go into any film with a scale that is out of balance. It's going to be set to zero, ready to go. Let's go. Richard, Captain America, predictable and boring. Third act, a train wreck. The guy next to me fell asleep. I kind of dozed off. I'm not telling you. And again, it's not great, but it's not. Listen, I would rather watch Captain America, Brave New World than The Monkey anytime again. Oh, hell no. Oh, my God. No, that's not even a question. So I'm just telling you, I had a violent reaction to The Monkey, just like the movie. So tonight, I did not have a violent reaction to it. I cannot manufacture it. Again, I'm not recommending the film. I'm just telling you that overall, the reshoots and what's there, it's not unwatchable. It's not the Marvels. It's not a total train wreck. And if you're saying that, you're compromised. Again, Richard, it's not great. Listen, no one's saying it is. Thank goodness it's not as bad as The Monkey, so maybe I might decide to give it a chance. Jacob, did you see The Monkey? Yeah, anyone, I can't wait to be on the right side of history if you didn't get to see this special screenings last night. This movie's bad. I mean, I'm telling you, The Monkey, tonally, the jokes are so fucking terrible. I'm not going to get into it. I'm in a decent mood. I'm going to just chill tonight. Let's get ready to do, since we did the evaluation, it's time to do the seat check if you're live here for the first time. Every Thursday night, we like to break down the ticket sales and give you a number that I believe this film can hit. Okay, so let's look at sales right now. We have a bunch of screenings going off moments from now down the street at AMC Burbank. I'm going to roll into the IMAX at 8 o'clock. It says almost full. and it's going to pop up for us, and you're going to see that it's that's almost entirely full, right? That's at least 90% full. Let's call it 90, okay? That's really strong here on this Thursday night before Valentine's Day. We'll see what happens tomorrow, Valentine's Day. I think you're taking your date to see Captain America. I mean, it's not like it's an anti-date film, but I mean, I don't know if you're going to be going out with your girl if you take her, let's go see Brave New World. She's like, yeah, I think we're done. Dolby, 8:30. Says almost full there. You can see that's pretty stacked. Again, AMC Burbank, the number one AMC in the entire universe. So not all that surprising to see these things the way they are. The prime 10 o'clock, that's again another PLF screen, and we're looking at a pretty solid audience there for 10 o'clock screening here on a Thursday night. Remember, it is a 4-day weekend, right? Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. I know they say like the 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. No. 4-day. 4-day weekend. We got President's Day coming up, so it'll be good for this film. Good release date. We've seen Ant-Man 3 was released this date, right? So it's happened before, and Marvel understands this is a great spot to drop a film, and you can look at IMAX at Universal is slammed. So that's good. Let's go one more. Let's go check out IMAX over in Century City, go around Los Angeles, the major theaters here in the greater Los Angeles area. Here is the Grove. The Grove is pretty slammed in there. And then let's roll out to Century City last, and then I'll give you my number. I'm sure it looks the same. 8 o'clock IMAX, almost full, and you can see everything except for the very front row. So I'm going to go ahead and take this thing, and it's lower than what the analysts have because I just feel like the anticipation and excitement for this is not great, and the reviews aren't strong. I mean, I'm not saying run out and see it tonight, right? I think I'm being more fair than a lot of people are, but again, I'm going to take this at 77 for the 3 and 87 for the 4. Now, that's under the projections are 80 to 85 and then 95 plus for the 4. Okay. So I'm under at 77 and 4 under the 4-day at 87. But the thing it has going for it is the fact that there's nothing that's been major in the multiplex recently. So when you talk about, right, competition head-to-head tent poles, there's nothing tent pole for quad, right, young, old, male, female. This is not going to hit the female demographic nearly as hard as Marvel would probably like with like a Black Widow or anything, Marvel's obviously, but that didn't work so well. So maybe they're better off without the women. So here's the thing. When you look at it, it's going to succeed based on lack of prior options. When the marketplace has been dry, like it has over the past several weeks, everybody who likes going to the movies, and people do, they're going to go check out Captain America because it is an MCU big property. I'll give it a shot. And I don't think they're going to hate it. I think on a cinema score scale, we're looking at a B+. It's not great. Remember, it goes very high. This thing is on a curve. Once you get below an A-, that's not really where you want to be. If it ends up at a B, wow. But I just don't see how it can go much lower because it's not offensively bad. It's not Marvel's. What do Marvel's get? Like a BB- had to. Or it's not even like, this is a better, okay, I like the elements of Eternals, but Eternals not a good film, right? I feel like I didn't hate this film as much as Eternals, maybe about the same. But again, this is not my wheelhouse. My wheelhouse is Tar. My wheelhouse is grounded cinema that makes you contemplate life. This film doesn't do that. I mean, it sort of attempts to, but overall, it's not a huge success. It might make over 100 million first weekend, drop second week. Jeffrey, that's a good point. I mean, listen, here's the thing though, going for it is, yes, like all Marvel films, we have that big opening. You look at any recent Marvel film, it's going to drop at least 50% in that second weekend. Sometimes 60, 65, 70 if it's bad. Like Marvel's was down, 70 plus? I could pull it up. We'll maybe do it in a second. But just off the top of my head, huge drop. Because the people that really want to see it run out, like my 230 Dolby was slammed today. I mean, almost every seat was full. And so, and it was actually a nice experience. I didn't have to sit next to a guy who had a piece of luggage on his lap, like last night at the Monkey. So I was very happy. Thank you very much for not having someone carrying luggage from the airport into the movies. I don't know why people do that. I have no idea. And also, can we just, on a side note, I didn't drill down on this much last night because I was talking about the Monkey and how much I hated it. Why are you bringing in a gigantic backpack in the first place? Are you fucking homeless? Why are you in here with a bag? Leave it. Okay. And if you don't want to leave it in your car because you're afraid it's going to be broken into, how about you not carry a giant backpack around? What are you carrying around? What are you doing? What's in the fucking backpack? I mean, I carry in a Merce. Okay, it's a Merce. But it's not a backpack. Why are you dragging in like you're going to war? I don't understand. People are weird, man. I'm telling you, I'm just glad when I go to see a movie and I don't have to see the freak shows. A lot of freak shows up at AMC Burbank. A lot of freak shows and weirdos, man. I'm not weirdos like there's one guy I've told you guys who shows up I haven't seen him in a while, and thank God. He's this guy who looks like he never showers. He shows up with his little dog and he walks around and he's in every movie and he lets his little fucking dog sit on the seat. And one time it pissed on the seat. Listen, if I ran AMC, I'd say you're not bringing backpacks in that are the size of luggage. You're not bringing your dog unless it's a service dog, and you got to prove it. I don't want you to go from Amazon and slap a thing on that says service animal. It's not happening, man. Again, you have to be more hardcore on your stances, and the stance is no, you're not bringing your dog in. We don't like your dog. I got news for you guys. I don't care about your dog. I could give two fucks about your dog. Leave your dog at home. No one loves your dog like you do. Here comes Weber. This is why everyone goes, I don't like MMT. Too fucking bad. Do you not understand that nobody likes your dog but you? Nobody cares. Do not bring your dog around me. I don't want to see your dog. I like cats, and I don't want to see your cat. Leave them at home. This is not the zoo. This isn't hard. I'm right. If you have a problem with what I'm saying, good riddance. I'm right. I'm 100% right. No one wants your dog at the restaurant. Leave it at home. You're selfish as fuck. Leave it at home. This isn't hard. Seriously. I don't even understand the mentality. It's so fucking selfish. Anyway, I was just going to chill, and then the dog. And then I get set off by the dog. I'm so sorry. I had a Merce. Yeah, seriously, come on. Someone come in and argue with me right now. Gone Girl, anyone that wants to argue the dog, bring it. Bring it. But I love my dog. Too bad. I don't care if you love your dog. No one cares. Exactly, Joffo. I didn't say I want death to your dog. I'm just saying I don't want to see it. I'm not in love. I'm not going to pat your pooch. Don't leave it. Of course, I don't care about crypto. I didn't like the cat and Captain Marvel, though, so leave me alone. I mean, I don't want animals. Leave the animals at home. This is not Petland, which was a chain of pet stores in Columbus, Ohio when I was a kid. Don't make me tell you the story that I told you guys before at the Aqua Pet Shop in Columbus, Ohio. If anyone's from Columbus, they're going to be like, holy shit, he's bringing up the Aqua Pet Shop. When I walked in, I was with my mom. I was young, like 14 years old. And they had a fucking monkey in a cage. And I said, holy shit, Mom, that's a monkey. Can I have the monkey? The monkey was $35. I remember distinctly, it had a tag. It said $35 for the fucking monkey. And she wouldn't buy it for me. And forever, I have always told my mother this, you ruined that moment. You could have had a monkey in your house like Fableman's, and instead the monkey stayed at Aqua Pet Shop because you wouldn't fork over $35 for, I don't even know what kind it was, but it was definitely an exotic, wild, straight from the jungle monkey at the pet shop. So listen, here's the thing. Yes, I'm telling you the horror stories of AMC Burbank, but overall it's good. But when that guy shows up looking like he hasn't showered in 7 months, and he's got his little dog with the service animal thing on it, I'm just like, why are you here with your dog? Why is it in here? What are we doing? And now you can look, if I pull up Amazon, let's just do that for fun right now, because at this point, it's my channel. I can do whatever I want, guys. Let's go to Amazon and see if we can get a service animal thing right now live. You guys ready? Here, let's go to Amazon.com and let's put in service animal. Here it is, service dog vest, everybody. There it is. Look, this is what our society has come to. Do you see this right here? You just grab that and you strap it on your fucking dog and you bring it in. Hey, everybody, look, I have a service dog. It's $41. And look, by the way, you can add certain things here. Look, you can add service dog in training, service dog, do not pet in training, and emotional support, which is the majority of people at AMC Burbank. They need a lot of emotional support. But you still don't get to bring your dog in. That's kind of a nice one, isn't it? Looks like kind of like a Kevlar vest. It could take a bullet. It's not even crypto. It could take a bullet. I'm not telling you should shoot the dog. I'm telling you the vest looks like it'd take a bullet. Don't put words in my mouth. How dare you guys? Your mom was saving you from a demonic monkey that would have killed your family. I mean, sort of. But remember, the monkey from the monkey is just the monkey that plays the drums, not even the cymbals. He plays the drums, right? As soon as the drum starts to spin, right? The what's it called? Drumstick spins, and he goes, then someone's gonna die. That's the movie for an hour and 40 minutes with Theo James talking like this. The monkey was gonna kill you. So bad, man. The monkey's fucking terrible. Not as bad as someone who brings in the fake service dog, but it's close. Open comments. I could do a little Blake Lively. Maybe we will, because we're done at 30 minutes. That was fast. I told you guys, we just get to the points and we go. But Rob, this is an A+ comment. Any other comments on Captain America before we move on? I do want to find the Blake Lively thing I had. She basically admits that she hijacks films. Are you guys surprised? I mean, this is bad. How many times do I have to say this? How bad this is for Blake Lively and in particular for Ryan Reynolds. Okay. So let me find it. Give me 1 second to find it. I gotta look for it. We'll talk about Sean Baker doing the hold on. Where the fuck is it? Sean Baker here it is. Got it. I found it. Dang it. Sean Baker talking about the 90-day window. We got that coming up. Okay, get ready. We're going to listen to Blake Lively and how she basically admits to stealing movies. They should stop making films where you have to see this film. Yeah, I agree 100%. I don't like that you had to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I didn't watch it. I don't care. I don't want to watch it. So again, this movie has a little of that, more of the Incredible Hulk, the 08. Is that right? That version? More of that, because Harrison Ford's taking over for Hurt, right? Okay, get ready. Here we go. This is Blake Lively, and this is what we call the Blake Lively mess here, or the disaster. Let's listen to Blake Lively talk about how when she gets on a movie, she's like, oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to be the actress. And then she basically admits she steals the film. Here we go. Have a listen.
It's just as important to say, okay, I believe in this, and that's why I'm standing up for it, and that's why I'm not being difficult. And then there are other moments to go like, am I the asshole in the room? Like, what is happening here? I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that like that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume.
Just real quickly, I want to say this. I'm not fingering Blake Lively by doing this. Okay. I just make sure if anyone says that that's what I'm doing, I am not fingering Blake Lively. Don't eat. You guys, you're going to get me in trouble.
Design and creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yeah,
which they did.
And in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So
okay, yeah, but they hired you to be an actress. So what are you talking about?
I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like,
oh yeah, I can imagine.
You're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do. And so it was like, it was a really strange position to be in because I felt like I don't want to just like be an actor. Like I want to, you know, I want to have more authorship.
And this is exactly what happened. This is the perfect clip. I mean, we probably play it again on Sunday night and talk about it because you all seem to like talk about it. This is very simple at this point. This is so damning. This is her admitting she comes into movies and takes over. Okay. And that's what happened to Baldoni. And let's be honest, Blake Lively would never get away with that if it weren't for being married to Ryan Reynolds. Can we all agree? Right? 100% true. So she uses that power once she gets in there. And then, as we saw with that lawsuit, brings Justin over, and guess who's there? Ryan Reynolds and apparently Taylor Swift. We're going to pull power play. That's what she's doing, right? With her dragons. This whole thing's very obvious. And I'm telling you right now, there has to be a settlement. They have to end this. It's got to happen soon. I don't care what it costs. Every day that this drags on, Ryan Reynolds should be calling Baldoni's lawyer and saying, what's the number? I mean, within reason. 200 million? Fine. I know it's going to suck, Ryan Reynolds. I fucking get it. I understand you don't want to do it, but you got to do it. And if you are guilty of what it sure looks like you guys are guilty of, then it's got to happen. And 200 million, man. It's a $200 million mistake. I don't even know if he'll take it now, though. Will he? What do you guys think? Do you think that Baldoni will take 200 million? Because I'm telling you right now, I don't know if he does. He might just say, forget it. I'm going to take you guys for everything. Go back to Social Network. I'm not coming back for half of it. I'm coming back for all of it. Right? Was the exact line, but when Garfield storms in. I'm not coming back for half, motherfucker. Ryan's recent public appearance had him looking rough. Lawsuits definitely stressing him out. Oh, yeah, Richard, no question. We talked about that last time we discussed this whole thing. He looks really, really almost emaciated because of think about this. Before, his stress was through the work and getting things done, Wrexham, and now the stress is, am I going to have a career? I mean, I'm telling you, I bet you he's not sleeping. I'll bet you she's not sleeping. Now, listen, again, I'm not saying they're saints here. If they're guilty of what Baldoni accuses them of in the countersuit, then they should, but I'm just saying, just think about like how all of a sudden their worlds have been turned upside down. They thought it was going to go one way. It's gone completely the other way. And it's wild. It's fucking wild. But I'm telling you, I don't even think Baldoni will take the money. This is so bad. I mean, Marvel's also fucked here, right? Because Deadpool is central to their rebuilding of Avengers. You don't think Deadpool's going to be in the Avengers movie? He has to be, because that's a drawing. You can't recast Deadpool. I mean, you could, but you can't. So Marvel has something to gain here. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if Marvel shoves money in Baldoni's face. I'm dead serious, because listen, it's so bad. They want to protect their guy. And remember, initially when you had Jonathan Majors and the whole Kang situation, they didn't do anything. Then the lawsuit came in, and then they said, we're done. They can't get rid of Ryan Reynolds. They have to keep him. So they almost, right, what's it going to take? They're going to make a call. Justin, how about this? Don't be surprised. I'm not even kidding you. Don't be surprised. Justin, have you ever thought about directing a Marvel movie? Because you can. We'd love you to do the next whatever the smaller film is, Ant-Man 4. We don't care, because, again, they're trying to protect Ryan Reynolds. How about if we let you direct a Marvel movie and maybe you settle with him and he'll pay you some money. We'll give you a little extra. Listen, this is Hollywood. Anything goes. And I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen. I would not be shocked at all. By the way, who's the first person that ever said that? Me. If Candace Owens steals this shit, I swear to God, I'm here, and someone clip this and send it, because I told you I'm the guy. I come up with this stuff. I don't need someone else. I don't watch some other stream of Candace Owens. I don't need that shit. I'm better than her. I know this shit. I don't have the lawsuit in front of me. I get what's happening here. Very perceptive. So it makes me better than everyone in this space. I'm better. Marvel's definitely pissed. They're like, holy shit, we're going to lose our asses too, because Deadpool is $1 billion character. $1 billion. And Hugh Jackman, he's part of this whole thing in some way, tangentially. It's bad, man. It's fucking bad. It's really bad. So Marvel wants it over with. Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively's done. Let's just call it what it is. Blake Lively is done. Sorry, over. She's done. She's not coming back. This is the end, my friend, because of what she didn't have anything else going for her. Ryan Reynolds has Deadpool. That's enough. He has a billion. Look, we did it the other night. He has a billion projects upcoming. He's a producer. He gets things made. She, on the other hand, has to be inserted into things as his wife, essentially. And that's bad. Blake Lively, okay, can I just talk about the tragedy of this? This is something I don't think we've talked about. The tragedy of this is it's self-inflicted from what it appears. But also, here's the thing that's going to be, this is why I think next level, this is why I think I have more humanity-based thoughts than a lot of people. A lot of you are like, fuck Blake Lively, she's a piece of shit, and she's garbage, she tried to do this. Okay, fine. Here's what I like to do. I think I'm better than anybody in this space or virtually any other space at extracting different elements from things. We talk about it all the time, and I always use the example of Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit, one of the greatest, if not single most accomplished technical wrestler, pro wrestler of all time. He killed his wife and kid. But I can still talk about Benoit as the greatest technical wrestler of all time. That's extracting an element. Okay? I'm allowed. You can't tell me I can't do that. I just did. And when we look at the Lively situation, even if you hate her, think about the kids. Think about her 5 kids? At least 4. The kids at home, they need a mom. And now you got a mom who's going to be depressed for more than likely the rest of her life. She's never going to ascend to a level that will even come close to where she was prior to It Ends With Us and or after It Ends With Us. So you have a mom at home, whether she has nannies or not, a mom who is almost going to be eradicated. I mean, mentally, I don't know how she's ever going to recover. This is a tragedy. Whether it's self-inflicted, remember what I'm talking about. It's tragic in so many ways for so many people. But again, I'm still telling you that if she did what she allegedly did with Ryan Reynolds in the counter lawsuit, tried to destroy Baldoni, then yes, that's the big story. Okay. But I'm just talking about the collateral damage. You guys understand? No one else does this. I'm sure Candace Owen doesn't, because Candace Owen has kids. You have to understand, as somebody who has kids, as somebody who has lived all of these different things, you don't understand how that helps you see the world differently. And once you have these different experiences in your life, it allows you to understand the human condition from different people's perspectives. And we just don't have that much anymore. And I hopefully, if that's one thing I can bring to the space, it's that, other than telling you not to bring your dog to the movies. I understand that's hurtful. I know, oh, Weber. But, yeah, I'm sorry. I have to draw the line somewhere. Do you want to direct Deadpool 4? Rob, let's not get crazy here. I don't think we're going to see that. But I do believe that that could be an option with Baldoni in the MCU at some level at a film that has nothing to do with Ryan Reynolds. And Ryan Reynolds would sign off on that, right? Ryan Reynolds might even come to him and say, listen, this whole thing is out of control. I'm going to call Feige. I think you did a good job. Because, listen, we all know that these Marvel movies are essentially director by committee, and or let's just get someone in here to sit behind the camera and we're going to call the shots. I mean, I will say, when you look at Captain America Brave New World, you do see some of the loose look, right? I see some of Ona's look from that film. So it's not, and same thing when you go to an Eternals. There are times when you see Chloe Zhao's, aesthetic, but then there's times that's eradicated. And again, back to Baldoni, bring him in, let him do whatever the hell, Thunderbolts 2, and he gets a credit. He's working. They make happy. He knows. Listen, have we all been here before where something bad happens, a friend does something and you forgive them, but you don't forget? We could be in that situation with Baldoni, right? Baldoni's like, you tried to destroy me, but you're also giving me $200 million and I get to direct a Marvel movie. I'm going to let it slide. Okay, that's the best case scenario. And let me tell you, right now, the best case scenario for everyone involved is this. Baldoni sits there and listens to every offer, but the offer I'm putting forth here tonight is this. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are going to fork over at least $100 million to him in an NDA agreement. It's over. Here's $100 million. You're going to take it. We're going to get you back in William Morris. We're not going to admit that we did this. we're going to tell you personally we did some shit that was shady, but we're not going to admit this in public. But this being settled is going to basically announce to the world that this thing was settled by this settlement of $100 million. Okay. Then I can work on Marvel. I can work on, then think about this. This could be a win-win for everybody. Well, I mean, $100 million loss, but here's how it can be a win-win for everybody. And this is what I would propose. Bring me in the room. By the way, I'm available. DMs are always open on Twitter. Ryan, you used to follow me. I don't know if you still do, but if you are, I can tell you we can get this done. I don't need your lawyer. I can handle this. We're going to give $100 million to Baldoni. We're going to have an NDA, hush-hush. Nothing's ever going to be talked about again. Then here's what's part of that agreement. Blake is going to return for It Ends With Us 2. It Ends With Us Harder. She's going to be in that film. She's going to agree to not say a fucking word about any of this shit. She's going to walk on the set. If you tell her to wear an old ratty dress, she's going to wear it. She's not going to have wardrobe requests. You can basically do whatever you want with Blake. She's not going to say anything because we already know what happened when she tried to take over. She's going to sit there and say, I'm going to just do the movie. I'm not going to rewrite scenes. That's all going to be part of this agreement. And then Lively can rebuild her career, or at least get in a sequel. And then all we lost was $100 million. Now, listen, that sounds terrible, but when you're as rich as they are, $100 million is not that big a deal. Okay? Again, back to Social Network. It's a speeding ticket. So that's how you settle this. So Baldoni gets super rich. He keeps working. He makes a sequel. Lively saves face, gets in the sequel. And yes, audiences might be pissed, but if Baldoni is like, I'm cool with it, the audiences have to be cool with it too. Do I think it would be awkward? 100%. But if Baldoni's amenable to bringing Lively back, then who are you to be like, I hate her? Yeah, you might still hate her, but it's like, it's his movie, and do it. If it bombs, it's a whole nother story. I can't control that. But at least I can try to save face for all the parties involved, minus $100 million. What do you guys think? I think it's good. I think they've always watered down. Yeah, you see, I told you my story about Doctor Strange, that Sam Raimi was pulled off the film. I have a source, very good source, that Raimi was extracted from the film and someone else finished it, and then they just allowed Raimi to stay there per DGA rules to stay in the seat, and he got the credit, but he really didn't finish the film. Happens a lot, and I think Marvel, he's not the first time that's happened. So are you surprised by that? Hell no. Watch Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So yeah, they are, listen, when you sign up for Marvel, you got to understand you're not going to control the final cut. You are going to hand that over. You're going to cede that to Kevin Feige. So that's just what happens when you work for Marvel. But I think what I just came up with, I think this is a good, equitable, fair finish to this lawsuit. It's going to cost them a fucking ton of money, but you're going to be able to save, at least try to attempt to resurrect and keep on life support Blake Lively's career. Then, Ryan, you can go back to making your movies because, listen, he has so many movies. This one more time. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up right now. We're going to go to IMDb, Ryan Reynolds, and I'm going to show you right now. In fact, it's still on my history, so it's very easy to do. We won't see what else is on my history, Pornhub, but lots of Adriana Chechik videos. We're here for you, Adriana. If you ever want to come on and talk, I'm totally down with it. And if you want to come in the studio and talk, I've never had an in-studio guest. We will make a seat available for Adriana Chechik. Okay? No questions asked. She can come on. I'll ask her favorite position. Oh, my God. What am I watching? Weber, you sick motherfucker. Like you guys aren't also a little bit fucking freaky. Give me a break. Here's what's coming up. You guys ready? Here's upcoming. We hit this. There's 9 things upcoming for him. We've got, for Ryan Reynolds, Animal Friends, which is an animated film, I believe, if we looked the other day. I'm not going to relitigate all this. We're just going to quickly go. Pokemon Detective sequel. Of course, he did the voice. Dragon's Lair, I'm sure he's going to be in that. He wants to be the Knights, my guess. Calamity Hustle, another rom-com kind of thing, I think, or like a thriller. Mayday, that's a thriller. Boy Band, obviously a goof film. Clue, he wants to remake Clue. Everyday parenting tips for the dad. So you look at what he's got coming. This is all hundreds and hundreds, if not billions of dollars of box office. He'd be stupid not to give Justin Baldoni $100 million right now. $100 million. I would be on the phone tomorrow on a Friday. Let's get this thing signed by the end of the day. We'll put the press release out on a Friday. Why? Hold on. This is perfect. Here's what I'm going to do, guys. Again, I really should be a lawyer. I don't have my law degree, nor have I passed the bar. But if you want me to come in and be Michael Clayton, I've always said that I can do that job and do it really well. No matter what the situation, you bring me in, I'm going to be like the ombudsman, right? I'm going to come in and say, here's what we're going to do. The best way to get this done is I want it done. I want 100 million. I want it wired into his account. I want it here by the end of the day. We're going to issue the press release tomorrow, Friday, the Valentine's Day. We're going to, perfect, right? Valentine's Day. You guys are back together. I want this press release going out at 4:55 Pacific Standard Time. It'll come out late on a Friday ahead of a 4-day weekend, Valentine's Day, and then Monday off. Everyone will forget about it on Tuesday. Ryan, you get to go back to your movies. Baldoni gets a Marvel film, and he gets 100 million. And Blake Lively, I think part of the agreement, let's make sure that you get to do the sequel so you can go back to at least attempting to rebuild a life, even though you learned a fucking hard lesson. Don't fuck with other people like that. Okay, right? There's still a lesson to be learned. 100 million is a hell of a lesson to learn. I don't care if you're rich. If I had $100 billion and I gave someone 100 million, I would still be crying. I'd be like, good God, I'm sad. I just gave someone $100 million. 100 million. Do you know how many football kits I could buy with that? I could buy a team. I could buy multiple soccer teams. My God. But that's the lesson. I could buy multiple Wrexhams. But guess what, Ryan? You fucked up. So you got to pay. Back to Social Network. Closing scene. We watched it the other night. In the grand scheme of things, it's a parking ticket. It's a speeding ticket. Not a parking ticket. It's a little more than a parking ticket. Right? Fair. I'm right. How is Simple Favor 2 going to do now? Kuzma, good question. It's only on Amazon Prime. They're not going to put that in theaters. They're putting The Accountant 2 in theaters. But, I think they're taking advantage of Blake Lively in the spotlight now, for better or worse, obviously for worse for her. But the film is going to get more attention because people are going to be like, I want to watch Blake Lively. And now, guess what's going to happen? The film's going to be watched. Everyone's going to take clips. They go, look, here's Blake being a bitch. Let's plug this into the case, right? That's what people are doing now. Plug this, plug that. I don't need to plug any more out. I already figured it out. I figured it out weeks ago. We know what happened. They tried to take the film. They tried to ruin Baldoni. That's why they're going to pay him $100 million. Very simple. But when you look at Simple Favor 2, it's ideal timing. You strike when the iron's hot. God, forgive me for that fucking garbage cliche. But you're right. You take advantage of things when people are buzzing about them. And help me out. I need a better cliche. That would, if I ever say strike when the iron's hot again, you have my permission to punch me in the face through the screen. Here's the thing, though, right, is that is why we're seeing what we're seeing with that film. And Paul Feig, by the way, love him. I mean, he directed Last Christmas. No one directs. I think he's one of the most underrated directors at assembling a quality rom-com / Simple Favors, like kind of like a comedy drama. I never watched the first one. I don't even know what the hell it's about. What's the favor? I don't even know what the Simple Favor is. Can someone tell me what the favor in a Simple Favor is? Is it like the Indecent Proposal? She asked to sleep with her boyfriend? I'm going to guess. Let's see. If it's a simple favor, I'm going to guess that her friend says, I want to fuck your husband. Is that close? Am I in the ballpark? Is my mind in the gutter? I'm just saying that was Indecent Proposal. Right? Redford's like, here's $1 million or whatever the number was. I think it's, and if you let me sleep with me more, and then the whole thing goes to hell with the relationship. What is that? What a Simple Favor is? Come and tell me what the favor is. Animal Friends, apparently an adult animated film, bold for WB, but fits the sense of humor. Listen, I'm going to defend Ryan Reynolds all day. I like Ryan Reynolds. I think he's funny. I think he's quick. I think he's a very smart business guy. So listen. I know someone like got angry last time I did the stream, like, oh, you're glazing Reynolds. I've always liked Ryan Reynolds. Not the fact that he used to, who knows I doubt he does now after what I've said about this case. Follow me on Twitter, follows a lot of people. So he's seen at least one or two of my tweets over the years. Here's what I'll tell you. Is that I do like him. I think he's got talent. I think he has a very good judge of what works and what doesn't. So you can hate the guy and think he's fake or whatever. I think he's got talent. To say he's not a good actor and he has no talent tells me you're biased. It's 100%. He's right there. It's clear. Whether Van Wilder in every movie, sure, okay, he's the same guy, but it still takes talent. You can't just naturally do that. You have charisma, you have the ability, or you do not, guys. I'm not going to pretend that these things are manufactured. They are for some people, and usually those are the ones that don't make it and everyone hates because they're like, they can't do it. Ryan Reynolds is not manufactured. He's legit. So, what's the favor? Someone tell me what the favor in A Simple Favor is. I have no idea. I'm not going to watch the movie. What is the favor that's being asked that's so simple? Can someone please tell me? I'm dying on the vine here because Luis hasn't seen it. No one has seen this movie. How have none of you seen this movie? I'm the only one. There's no one who can tell me what the favor from A Simple Favor is. Van Wilder 3 is getting made. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe. It's essentially that. Blake asked Anna Kendrick if she can pick her kid up from school. That's the favor? Of course, there's more. I like my version of The Simple Favor better, where Anna Kendrick says, "Can I fuck your husband?" Or Blake Lively. Why can't we? I should really write more scripts. I would have written it like an unsimple favor. A complicated favor. Okay, I'm just going to repackage the not presumed innocent. What the hell was that name? What was that? Did I say the one with Demi Moore and Robert Redford? Innocent something rather. The favor refers to Emily Nelson. Oh God, Coach, are you cutting and pasting from Wikipedia right now? Blake Lively asking Stephanie Smothers and the Kendrick to pick her son up from school, a seemingly harmless request that sets off a chain of dark and mysterious things. You are now posting Wikipedia entries, Coach. The simple favor, I'm looking at Sully. Pop it up. Can you, Gone Girl? A simple favor is she asked her to find out. Why? Why do you do this to me? It's such a callback. Guys, this is why Solly's one of my favorite commenters. Out of nowhere, he brings up D1 from IMAX AMC Burbank, which for the longest time, if you guys missed all of the streams about how Mufasa was a money laundering campaign, every time we looked at a screening for Mufasa, it was empty, but D1 was taken. We're like, why is D? It's all the way up in the front. Why is D1 taken? And I never went in to look. I was just in IMAX the other day. D1 looked like it was functional, but I didn't go up and look at the chair. Like, is it really a chair? Is D1 an actual seat? There's some mystery to that. And this is what Sully just brought back up. A favor starring Adriana Chechik and Elizabeth Olsen. Oh my God. I would pay big money. I would be like one of those nerds who lines up for like the first thing. They're there for like weeks in a chair. I would be outside the AMC 16 waiting for that film to open with the twin bill of Chechik and Olsen. Oh my God, what's up with that guy? He's creepy. Well, yeah, but look who's in the movie. You understand why he's so excited. This is a good comment, Richard. Nice job. I'm not. I do. It's all I do. I am a journalist. I have a MERS. Felicity. Okay, we're only going a couple more minutes. I have a MERS. And I bring it in with me. It's more of a satchel. One night I'll show it to you. It's actually a little bit dirty now because I throw it in the back of the car. I bring it in. I put my wallet in there, my keys, and I put my ID in there. And occasionally I sneak in a can of my favorite soda. That's all. I'm not like I'm the only guy. Occasionally. But my point is I don't bring a gigantic backpack in like the guy last night at the Monkey. He comes in, he sticks the backpack on, and he's like, what the fuck, man? Is this luggage? Am I at LAX? Dude, did you just come from the airport? Why do you have a gigantic piece of luggage in the movie theater? I can't promise I won't bring the MERS. It's either the MERS or I carry it all in a satchel. I mean, it technically is a satchel. It's not really a MERS. Here's what we'll do. I'll find next time we do a stream, maybe Sunday or none of the ones, I will bring it in and you guys can vote what we're going to call my thing that I bring in. I think it's more of a satchel. I apologize for misleading you, calling it a MERS. Okay. Any other comments before we get out of here? Is there, I feel like watching a trailer. Do you guys, let's see if there's any trailers. Give me 1 second. I'm just in the mood to watch a quick trailer that maybe I haven't watched. So we can do a trailer reaction live and then we'll get out of here on this Thursday night. I feel like we are mostly positive except for me saying leave your dog at home. I apologize. And listen, I can't tell you that I want to see your dog at the movies. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see your cat. I don't want to see. God, Megan Kelly. I should do more streams on Blake Lively. Look, here, just real quickly, let me just show you. I'm going to pull it up. Here is Megan Kelly. Megan Kelly gets a lot more views than MMT. But here she is, and look how many views she has on this. New details. You got 4 guys, whatever the fuck Ruthless is. I don't even know. I don't need 4 guys. I'm myself. I am ruthless on my own. All right, let's go down here and look. Megan Kelly has 370,000 views. Can you imagine if we ever had that many views? That would be surreal. Well, never going to happen, so it doesn't matter. But, I mean, look, she talks about Blake Lively all the time, and people love that. Look, you can watch me over on the side. Do you guys see that? All right, let's see if we can find a trailer. This is the YouTube page, by the way, Midnight Movie Talk. Let's find a new trailer, not Marvel. Where's the trailer page? Oh, I never watched the Accountant trailer. Let's watch that. Hold on. By the way, can someone tell me quickly as we watch this trailer, what's the Accountant about? I never saw the first one. Is it another one of those guys who, was just a quiet kind of mousy dude and then you pissed him off and he went and killed everybody? Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. Okay, here we go. Let's watch The Accountant 2 coming to theaters near you from Amazon Prime. I have not watched this. This is a live reaction and I never saw the first one. So forgive me for that cinematic sin.
What's the difference between dressy casual and business casual?
Both mean leave your cargo shorts and flip-flops at home.
We don't own cargo shorts. We don't own flip-flops. Anything else?
Don't wear your black suit. It makes you look like a mortician.
Lord, my path has gone astray.
Wait, is this like John Wick? I see a bunch of guns. Is this like a John Wick movie? Hold on. I don't know.
I'm just trying
I love he has a chick magnet shirt on.
to find my way.
I think he looks better with a beard. Can we just go back and look at him for a second? Do you guys agree that he looks better with a beard than without a beard? He's also had some Botox done. I'm just going to comment. I'm going to stop this from time to time because this is different because I don't really care about the trailer. I want to just, it doesn't matter that we watch it all the way through. So if I pause, I just think there's 2 things. One, he looks better with a beard. And second of all, he needs to stop Botoxing his face.
I'm just trying to find my way.
Hey, J.K. Simmons, everybody.
Now that you have gone away.
Oh, he's dead? Was he in the first one? Well, he's dead here, apparently.
Why'd you ask if he was having money problems?
I'm just trying to find my way.
Does that make you nervous?
You're an escaped convict, trained by mob accountants. Your clients are drug cartels, money launderers.
Is that a yes?
Ray King
Is he autistic? He sounds like he's autistic.
has been murdered.
I don't know.
Do you like puzzles, Mr. Wolf?
I need your help to finish the job you started. What are you doing?
Waiting for you to finish.
So you can.
Do what I need to do.
Oh, so yeah, so he is autistic, Vader Monkey. Okay, so he's autistic and he's accountant, and then he's also a John Wick killer. Okay.
You were never meant to see.
What do you want?
Hello, it's me, your brother.
John
Can you tell from
Bernthal.
the tone of my voice that I know it's you?
Can you be in Los Angeles, California in 24 hours?
I feel like I should get John Bernthal's haircut. Do you guys think I should go for that next? It's kind of because the mullet's getting old. Do you guys see the mullet? I feel like I should go for Bernthal's haircut. It would work for me. We have similar kind of poofy hairdos.
Know it's you?
Can you be in Los Angeles, California in 24 hours?
Goodbye.
Baxton?
All those things inside of me.
Was your brother up to speed on the case?
A Fed, huh?
Need to know who Ray King was meeting with.
Let me do the talking.
I'm just trying to find my way.
You say him more than I thought.
I work for a government agency. I don't torture people.
You didn't.
I mean, how many times do I have to watch this movie, right? A version of this fucking movie. I mean, every time it's some unassuming assassin, right? Every single time. We just had Love Hurts. We got the one coming out with Jack Quaid. We got the other one with Rami Malek, and now we got The Accountant. It's like the same idea over and over. Can we have a new trope?
Why would Ray meet with someone who killed all these people?
I do. Yeah, Bernthal's
She'll kill all
badass.
those people.
How do you know that?
No,
You often confess to capital murder?
I actually didn't say anything.
Yeah, I like John Bernthal. He's good in wasn't he in King Richard? Wasn't he? He's in so many movies. I love King Richard. It's a good film. One of my favorite films that year.
This is it, huh? Living on lunchbox.
It's quite comfortable.
Spent years looking for you. Do you not miss me because of me, or is it your condition?
I'm just me.
To go over the plan again?
Plan?
You get these ideas in your head. Good for you. Let's get ourselves killed.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I've only seen this movie 1,000. Knox Gets Wet was so bad. Yeah, it was Michael Keaton's direction, his second film he ever directed. And I was the only person to see it in theaters. Knox Gets Hard. Knox Goes Away. That was the actual name. Knox Goes Away. You wonder why no one saw it. You know, what? Why are you guys excited to watch this shit? I mean, it's in theaters. Of course, I'll watch it. But there's nothing in The Accountant, I imagine the original, or this one, that needs really to be explored again. But yet here we are with the unassuming assassin taking out the bad guys. Hey, whatever. All right. Yeah. I want to watch other films. Hopefully we have something good coming out next week. I don't even know what next week is. But let's wrap tonight. If you're going to see the film, I got to tell you that Captain America Brave New World's not the worst film. It's not the worst MCU film. It's nowhere near as bad as Marvel. So let's make sure that's clear. If someone's saying that, they're corrupted, they're biased, they have an agenda, and that's not to be listened to, man. I don't want to be involved in any of that, because you know, anything that we say here on the stream is always about authenticity. And as much as I wanted to like The Monkey last night, I hated it. My God, it's awful. So that's what happens here. Sorry, is what it is. And if you wanted me to come on tonight and say Captain America Brave New World's the worst MCU movie ever and what a disaster, it's not. But it's also not a great film. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, it's not going to, like, you're not going to go hate yourself watching it. You might doze off for a little bit. You're not going to come out saying, oh my God, but you'll appreciate Harrison Ford. You might like Ramirez, all the things I mentioned here tonight off the top of the stream. We're back here on Sunday for Breaking Box Office. Where would this film go over the weekend? We'll have those numbers for you then Sunday night. Maybe a wide open kind of show. Maybe we'll do a Blake Lively thing because it seems to be working well for Megyn Kelly. Might as well do another Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds. I'm telling you now, as we close, if you're Ryan Reynolds, you're listening right now, and there's a chance because, again, it shows up in his feed. Ryan, $100 million in Baldoni's account tomorrow, unless you have some crazy fucking evidence. $100 million. The press release goes out 4:55 tomorrow night. Everyone will talk about it. Then the weekend will happen. Everyone will forget. By Tuesday, you're back. You're moving on your films. Everything's going again. Okay. And that's how we settled this. Get it done. Make it happen. I know it's $100 million. I get it. But man, you try to do something that was pretty fucked up. You're going to have to pay. Okay. Pay it. It's a speeding ticket in the grand scheme of things, and move along. Thanks for being here live to Steve Angels. By the way, tonight, the kit was Crystal Palace. I didn't get to that. I want to mention it before I leave. Why? Because why did I pick it tonight? Because even though it's not an American team, it is a very American-looking red, white, and blue kit. The body fit. So if it looks a little tight, it's how it's supposed to look. That's how these things look on the players, okay? That's how. So I get the authentic. Someone asked me, do I have fake? I do not have any fakes. These are all authentics. I showed you that. This is another one of my favorite authentics. The Bayern Munich from last year, authentic, 100%. I don't buy the fakes. That's gross. Thanks for being here live from Steve Angels. I will talk about Constantine on Sunday. I've not seen it. I'll see you guys on Sunday night. or Sunday morning, whichever one you want to tune into. See you then. Peace out. MMT is out for the night. Goodbye.